leading that championship, as the cars are very, very loud indeed. Voodoo just fixing up, thank you for the feedback, fixing up the audio here, ladies and gentlemen. And there we have it. Hopefully, Voodoo, that's a little bit better. And as we come through now, and I join my co-commentator, well, he's already joined me already a few minutes ago before the start of qualifying. I speak of none other than Bullseye Bob Hoskins, back for another week. What did you do with the week off, Bobby?
The week off was mainly spent flying.
And that would be Microsoft Flight Simulator. Did you get out in the Cessna 152, or how did it work?
All kinds. Flying the Huey and DCS, yeah, all sorts in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, just a bit of fun, just to get out of the car.
Great stuff. That's it. Yeah, just get out and have a break. As we take a look, 7.5 minutes in qualifying as we see the drivers come out onto the circuit. 17 drivers, Bob. We're missing a couple of drivers tonight, aren't we? Most notably, one of my personal favourites, but we do have one of my favourites back, though, in Nemo, Cam, New Zealand, from New Zealand, coming in tonight, making a bit of a comeback here, so that's interesting to see.
Yeah, starting to see, I mean, there's loads of people registered this season, and you'll see people, you know, hopping in and hopping out, you know, as their, you know, real life commitments take over and stuff. But yeah, good to see some returning drivers.
Certainly is. And qualifying now, let's just give you an idea of how this race, how tonight is going to run. We've had the practice lobbies. Now we are into the 10-minute qualifying session starting at 8:05 Eastern time, followed, Bob, by a 70-minute race. That's right, 70-minute race in what is the second of the endurance rounds for this championship, rather than the usual 45 minutes that we had last week, or the week before, I should say. Mandatory stop for fuel, fixed time of 25 seconds. Tyres, as we know, Bob, optional, but for an additional 5 seconds, they will be taken. We can guarantee that. Long formation lap and the podium interviews that we have come to know and love so dearly. As we take a look at St. Sim, it is a long lap here, Bob, so you don't want to leave it too late, do you? If you're leaving your run late here in qualifying, you could suffer, couldn't you, if you leave it for too long?
Yeah, definite. Very long lap here, so, you know, get out on track and just churn them out. Just run right to the end of quali.
Just keep going, get plenty of fuel on board. St. Sim now, as you can see the drivers, plenty of space on this circuit. One of the longer tracks on the motor racing calendar. What do we got? 2019, yes, 20 corners. So Eau Rouge, Kemmel Straight, Stavelot, famous names. La Source, the first hairpin where we turn one, where we see a lot of incidents more often than not. As we take a look now at Kilroy's, we've got some early times coming in, and it's the German rifle into the 221, setting that pace early, Bob.
Yeah, so what we're expecting is to see, you know, the current top guys go into the top. That time is reasonable. I'd expect to see that come down to low 21s.
As we take a look at the German rifle, you can see further back there Sidorg in second, and our championship leader before Crago, and there's a massive gap, isn't there, Bob? But you can see there 3.1 seconds to Crago. Cart Dude, all the way from Launceston, loving that livery there, which looks to be tiny outlines of racetracks, but it's looking good. Cart Dude, Disco Stew in the number 72 Porsche. And we've got Dask around, I think. Is he around out of the pits, or after? Did he have a bit of an incident in turn one? Either way, Bob, he's around and facing the wrong way, with a few cars coming his way soon.
Yeah, it's hard to follow at the moment. This update has stuffed us again on the cameras, so I'm stuck with Gavea at the moment, and without... I just wanted to watch his time, so yeah, this is going to be a bit of a muddle tonight.
So there we have it, Ausch Vizard, the brother of the German rifle, down in 10th, 5 seconds off the off the pace. I'll tell you what, Bob, there's some funny things happening with these cameras. There was an update, ladies and gentlemen, and out there watching, and I can't say that these updates are doing too much, Bob, in the way of improving the experience, but my goodness, the German rifle, he is locked and loaded, and with a 221.902, he is off into the distance so far, but he's coming up with some traffic. He's going to have another run here as we head down to the bus stop chicane, which is probably not called the bus stop chicane. It was a little bit more complex, I think, wasn't it, Bob, back in the day? But now it's just the right left before the start finish straight. And he comes across the line. We've lost helicopter camera. The weather's not too bad, Bob, but the helicopter has been grounded. Coming from your Microsoft Flight Simulator experience, you know that's not good, these flying conditions. Are you using keyboard or controller for camera, says Andrelli. And Bob, I think, have you got the keyboard plugged in there?
I haven't. I might try that now. So yeah, when we played around with it before, F3 and such like used to give us some good results. So let's have a look at that. Let's see if I can do this.
So wait and see there. Bullseye getting the cameras fixed up. Let's take a look at what else is happening. Sideorg loving that livery there on the number 2 Porsche. Sort of the Monster Energy black and green style, looking very nice indeed. We're going to have a look at the championship points. There we have it, the championship points. You can see it's Wilco there with a reasonably comfortable lead, but still, I reckon he's going to have a few friends at the top of that table if he has one bad round, and that's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen, to get out of the championship race. But Wilco on 72, Sideorg 56, along with Cloquet equals second, although Sideorg's just in front there on this occasion. Then it's the German Rifles in fourth, Gavea on 50 points, and another German there in fifth on 43, and the rest of them will go to the results from last week, which is actually the results from 2 weeks ago, and it was Mint Matt. God bless his soul, beautiful man, isn't he? Not around this week though, winning ahead of Jason from 2.6 seconds in the end. Auschwitz on the podium. Gavea, the German Rifle, having a Scheisenhausen run towards the end of that race at Suzuka and finishing off the podium. As I try and find which one we're going to. Thank you very much, Trevor, the cameraman, doing it all. And Ajax is raiding with a party of 3. That is magnificent, Bob. I'm not too sure what that means, but plenty of viewers so far on the channel, and we're still waiting. We haven't even started the race yet, and we've got 9 beautiful people.
Yeah, no, that's good to see. The numbers even before the race are starting to pick up. So
great stuff. Thank you.
If we can hit
Ajax.
19 like we did last week, that would be ideal.
That would be great. Week off. I know we had a week's break, Bob. Aaron, you legend, how was your stream? Thank you, Voodoo, Nigerian Prince. We're going to keep an eye on Wilco to see whether he can improve as we come up the hill. There's a yellow flag out. Is somebody off at the top of the hill? Or that might have been... No, I think we're okay. Green flags. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And that is the end of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. First time chatter. Ajax, spray and wipe, thank you. He says, well, the stream was all right. Just wanted to see how streaming with a GoPro would go. And oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, we're going to get sin binned. We got sin binned at Suzuka, Bob, if you remember correctly. But no, we hype commentating, and he's so hyped for this commentary. Jesus. That's the last thing we need. Jesus, we don't want any of that. But Dr. Noodles, first time chatter. Can these people please give us a follow, Bob? Can you tell them direct?
If you're watching right now, click follow. We want to see this up to 120 followers, please, by the end of this race.
125 or something, whatever Voodoo set the target at over there at his princely palace over there in Ethiopia. And speaking of that, we've got to get back to the German Rifle. Nobody even close to getting close to this rifle, Bob. The German has said Auf Wiedersehen, and he's pissed off at the front and left everybody else in the wake of his dust. And he's on pole position, I reckon, here.
Yeah, and he's just invalidated that lap as well. He was actually 3 tenths down on his previous best, but yeah, that's significant. Half a second
could make for. And it certainly is. Go. Thank you for redeeming that, Wilco. Sorry, your points didn't get used in the intro. We've got to fix that up during the course of the week. But there we have it. It's Gavea Javlud, main fielder, on pole position there with a 2 minutes 21.902, and ahead of Jason Wilkinson, who says he stuffed up his lap. That's what we're hearing. I'm hearing through my microphone chat set up here. And Wilco in second, Sidorg in third. This is interesting for the championship, isn't it? I'm a bit worried about that half a second gap out front, though, Bob. It could make for a very boring race if the rifle gets out early.
Yeah, so if he manages to bolt early, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a formality, but I don't think that's going to be the case. You know, there's going to be so much tow up Kemmel, so yeah, you're going to see Wilco right up his hoop. Sidorg is going to be quick. Clocade's going to be quick. Figo is rapid. But there you go. Stand out for me in that qualifying session, Craigio in 6th.
Oh, very nice. Very nice from Craig. Oh, yeah! And we won't get into talking about Hank Williams, but I'll tell you what we will talk about. Voodoo wants to know, Trev, did you see my 5-part series of killing a spider? Yeah, I did certainly see that. Those sound effects are quite loud. We've adjusted that in case you hear Murray Walker screaming through your phone or your PC or your monitor at home. Question for the commentators. Who should we look out for in this race, Bob? Which I think you answered when you were talking about the camel and the toe and the top of the hill and you name it. It's going to be interesting. Probably those top 4 guys, Ajax, our man there, first-time chatter following this stream. That is fantastic. Race time, Sidorg. Good luck, Legend, says Wilco. Sidorg, thanks, mate. Let's go. And it is going to rain, apparently, with 90 seconds left. Leading up to the start of this race. Loving the toe in the camel and vice versa. Thank you, Ajax. Just get hyper. We need some hyper music. Cheers for following the stream. Thank you, Dr. Noodles. And I could go some noodles, number 15, Thai green chicken and curry. Usually my favourite. Very saucy, though. Medium for the spice. And not as brave as I used to be. But with a minute to go and a long formation lap, which will be extra long around here, won't it, Bob, before we get things underway?
Yeah, so yeah, the boys just need that, especially somewhere like this. You get that car prepped, make sure that, you know, your first 2-3 laps are nice and gentle, and off you go.
No, Vindaloo, we're not doing Vindaloo, Voodoo. Plenty of V's there. We're not doing the Vindaloo again. Got caught out at the Benalla Curry House a couple of months ago. Thought I felt brave and felt pretty confident. Went for the level 5 on the spice. And it went to level 10 the very next morning. But there we have it. V is for Vindaloo. Thank you, Ajax. This man is up and about. And we might have a quick word from our sponsors. And by the way of sponsors, we are going to swing to our beautiful intro that was created by the great man Andrelli. And we'll be back in just a few moments after this. Stay with us.
Yes, F3 is your friend.
F3, is that chopper?
Yep. Just press it about 3 times, I think it is.
So F3 3 times and...
Yeah, without pressing drive, just while they're on the grid.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's it. The sister stream is up if you want to click that link. And then what I'll try to do is, if I notice anything, I'll let you know, and then you can then enable and then disable that link.
Yeah, I'm not, because we're live though, I'm not sure how I'm going to do.
Can you remember how Jim did that. How you did it with Jim.
Yeah, I sort of had a browser source, but I'm just not sure whether I can do it when we're live. But anyway, I'll leave it with me.
All right, buddy.
Yep. Just going to a hot lap, or just show the hot lap at the moment. Bob, gee, they're ages away, aren't they? it's a long formation lap. It's a long lap anyway, but
yeah, this is going to take a while.
this should work out. I'm just showing a hot lap at the moment, and then sorry, I got an extra monitor during the week, so I've kind of makes the streaming a little bit easier, but it's also sort of more complicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still had the one thing going.
Yeah, I've got 3 screens up at the moment, so I've got the PlayStation coming through on the middle one, I've got OBS on my left-hand screen, and then I've got your stream up on my right-hand screen.
Oh, okay, cool. So you know what's going on.
Oh, it's hectic.
No, well, I got the extra. I just went into Officeworks and got. Well, I had a monitor kind of thing, but I didn't realise, this is how slow I am, I didn't realise that it's a display port, not a HDMI anymore. It's like a display port on the back of my PC, so I think this might work out well, actually.
Yeah, so they're just coming down the back end now.
Yeah, yep, I've got some.
So yeah, I've got it, my chopper cam is centered on side org.
Yeah, I think we need to,
because obviously he's going to have double slip.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go. And what is that I see, Bullseye?
The rain is coming. It's arrived.
I think wet conditions ahead from race control. That's right, Voodoo. It's going to be go the rain. You know what happens, rain, Spa.
And then
we are
10
ready.
minutes, it's dry.
How do these German rifles go in the wet, please, Bob? Do we have an idea how we're going to go here?
Well, I don't know. This is uncharted territory. They only just had their first wet run just as we joined practice.
Dry tyres, moist patch indeed, Andrelli. Dry tyres in the wet. What can go wrong? We're about to find out. Sidor getting a little bit excited there and just going up the butt of the rifle. See what I did there? The rifle, well, we'll see if it works in the rain. A lot of German stuff, the German stuff doesn't like the snow more than anything, does it, Bob? But anyway, there we have it. So Gavea, Wilco alongside him as we get ready to go. 17 drivers will be tearing up the hill and through Eau Rouge for the first time. Bono, I need heat in my tyres, man. Bono, here we go. Thank you, Lewis. We are ready to go. It is getting heavier too by the looks of it, Bob. Here on one of the many screens that I have going. Thank you. It is go for round 4 of this championship here at Spa. And it is Wilco leading. And off, somebody's gone off at the top of Eau Rouge. I didn't quite see who it was, but it's Gavea now in second. Wilco, our championship leader. And he's leading here tonight. Sidorg, it's Sidorg, Bob. Off already.
Oh, yeah, these wet conditions. Jono stand, stop go 30. That must have been out of position at the start. Yeah. Oh, my God, yes. My timing screen's gone crazy.
And the timing screen's just completely gone up the Schneisenhausen, but it's, well, I've got to say that Crago, it's what's happening here. It's got Jono in the lead now, but he's got a stop and go penalty. Didn't see what that was for. And Big Alan Shep joining us from the Bull. I wonder, let's go Wilco. Nothing wrong with Moist down here at the Bull, having a few frothies, and the timing screen's all up the shit, Bob, but it's fixing itself now, and it is Wilco just ahead of the German Rifle, but hello, says Cloquet. He's there to play as well. Top 3 looking busy.
Yeah, it's looking pretty hectic at the moment. Obviously, this first few laps are going to be, it's going to be carnage for a few drivers. You know, nerves will be jangling. They haven't got a lot of practice in this, and they're all on slicks.
So this is a disaster waiting to happen. In fact, Bob, it's a disaster actually happening at the moment, playing out in front of our eyes here at Spa as somebody's having a look. Was that Craig? It wasn't Craig having a look, but and somebody else has gone off at the back. Who was that? Might have been Kilroy. Saint Sim, I think, has had a moment there too, Bob, here on lap 1, and he's well down the field in 13th and falling.
Yeah, I think what we'll see though is as the people settle into this and it starts drying up, that's where you'll see the people with a natural pace. You'll see them flying back through the field.
There we have it. Wilco still leads. It's the German Rifle there in second. We need a red flag emote, says Nigerian Prince. F1 would have said, you see, Bottas is swimming naked. Red flag till no water whatsoever through to complete lap 1. Zoom, 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 zoom. How good is this to have it back on a Thursday night, Bob? Very lonely indeed without the KRL season last week here on the channel. Big shout out to our 2 followers, our new followers, Ajax and the other chap who followed earlier on. As we look now, here he comes through Eau Rouge, and how careful have you got to be heading up the top of the hill there, Bob, in these conditions? I'm about to lose my voice.
Yeah, I'm in car with Gavea. The amount of wheel work that he had to put in there coming through Eau Rouge was unreal. It was frightening.
And we've got Chopper Cam. F3 is your friend, said Bob to me off air a little bit earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, and never a truer word spoken, because here we are live in the chopper. Are these conditions even suitable, Bob, with your flight simulator experience, to be even flying around up here?
Not with my level of experience.
And there we have it, Disco Stu, drivers in the midfield, Vibesy there, and that stop-go penalty. We've got 3 guys into the pits now, Bob. Markled Finding Nemo, perfect conditions for Nemo, swimming through these conditions here at Spa, and we've got Jono in as well with his stop-and-go penalty. Plenty of pit lane action, Bob, and we're only on lap 2 here.
Yeah, I think those that pit for, if they're going to pit for wets, the rain isn't staying for long, so it could actually ruin their race.
As we take a look here in the chopper, want to keep the chopper out of those trees. Very close, not too sure what's happening there, but that gap now has settled between first and second. 1.7 seconds back to the German Rifle, who's not having too many issues. Gavea here in these conditions. Cloquet in third. Figo right up there as well, and he's got somebody else in his business. Craig is up to fourth. Craig, oh, what a start from Craig. And that is somebody went off there. I think, is it Auschwitz? Well, let's get out of the chopper, please. Get out of the chopper, director, cameraman. And the stop-go penalty's been cleared for Jono down there, but Auschwitz having a terrible moment there towards the end of this lap, Bob.
Yes, you can tell everyone is struggling. But yeah, as you just pointed out, Craigio up to fourth at the moment. Oh, and he goes around!
And Craig is that's terrible news for Craigo. And Ajax wants some crutch camera action, lights camera action. What does F7 do? That's not crutch cam. Ajax leading me astray. Big Alan Shep, get to the chopper, you son of a... Yeah, thank you, Arnold. Thank you, Big Alan Shep. Not sure if the controls are exactly the same as PC, says Nigerian Prince, all the way from his palace in Ethiopia, says might be a little bit of a different control setup, Bob. Wouldn't quite know how that works, not on PC myself though.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of a glitch at the moment. So I did have it in Chopper Cam. I pressed drive. As soon as you press drive, then your keyboard doesn't work.
So there we...
This is a bit of a lockout scenario. Sorry.
There we have it. So Wilco now 2 seconds ahead of Gavea. Well done, Big Shep. Get to the chopper. Thank you for that, Big Shep. Predator, great movie. Great to have you watching us from the Bull. A little bit chilly down at the Bull there earlier today, from what I've heard. Summer is well and truly gone down there in the western part of Victoria. But Clocaid in third, also Bob, with the fastest lap of this race. And this race flying by already with 63 minutes and 26 seconds to go. It is anybody's game at the moment here.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a test for everyone out there. But I tell you what, you're dead right. Clocaid with the fastest lap of the race. He's 6/10 up again. 7/10. This boy is flying at the moment.
This boy is flying. That's right. As Craigo, or is it Vibesy, I beg your pardon, right behind Craigo. And check out these beautiful graphics here, Kid. Oh, and that is somebody off. Was that Auschwitz? I'm not sure, but he's got a bit of damage to the front of that car. And you can see there, just about to say, Andrelli, thank you. Big thank you to Andrelli for these wonderful graphics here. Kid Buyers Racing League at the top. Season number 4 of the 922, or is it the 911 Porsche Challenge? But that's... challenge might be spelt a little bit incorrectly there, but anyway, they are the graphics. Thank you for that. We'll get back to the racing action. Andrelli coming in with the goods. That's right, Nigerian Prince, who I did say was from Ethiopia, of course, earlier, Prince, but that is a different country to Nigeria. With 1 hour and 2 minutes remaining in this race, it is Wilco out in front. Now, this is a man who is so consistent. I know there's a long way to go. We've got over an hour left in this one, but that is a very fast-looking Porsche at the moment, as the conditions are damp, Bob, but the rain has stopped.
Yeah, so you can already see the pace is already starting to pick up again. So fastest lap on that last one was Wilco. That was a 2:39.355, and because the track is improving, he's already nearly 2 seconds up on this lap.
Ooh, Gavea having a little bit of a moment there. Remember, Nigerian Prince, he was from Dubai at one point, all because this all started at Laguna Seca, was it not, Voodoo, many years ago, because of a golden Ferrari, and that was almost into the wall there for the German rifle, and he's just a little bit scruffy on this lap, Bob. Now 2.8 behind Wilco. Kind of like Voodoo's whiplash incident at Road America. First ever commentary interview, and he broke Rob. That's another bit of archived gold on the YouTube channel. Check it out if you've got some spare time. But Clocaid up to third, so his championship looking very nice indeed. Then it's Kart Dude with this livery, which if you look really closely is a lot of racing tracks with on that all sort of bunched together on that silver and blue livery. Very nice indeed. But now he's got Figo, has he, for a company, driving into KRL, diving into the KRL lore tonight. Rare collectible items, Murray Walker emoji. Thank you for that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, 17 out there watching. Please, if you haven't followed already, you heard Bob, get in there and follow and use your Hello Possum points. Don't forget to use those kit coins, as we've got Disco Stew. Oh, hello. Little bit of Vindaloo spice here, Bob, because Disco Stew is coming up behind Vibesy here and Auschwitz. There we have it.
Yeah, there's a couple of little battles brewing now. It looks as if Figo has settled down, and he is right on the tail of Kart Dude at the moment.
There we have it. As you can see, seem to be able to also redeem my own. I can redeem my own points. The power's going to my head, Ajax. Ajax, spicy. You like spice? Oh, you know like spice. But lap number 4. Something's going on. Something funny's happening here. No, I've got it back now, Bob. Just went to another display there for a short period of time. But Wilco now, lap 4 of this race, looking very pasty. But Gavea is keeping him honest.
Yeah, you would expect that. So he'll probably just try and keep that gap within that 3-second sort of window, and then just see how it goes after the pit stop. I mean, obviously the track has still got to develop as well. So there's a lot of racing still to come tonight.
Don't forget mandatory pit stop, of course, Bob. But if you don't have to change tyres. But if you want to, it makes things more interesting, doesn't it, in the last part of the race for that extra 5 seconds worth. As you can see, Ausch Vizard, the German there in 8th position under all sorts of pressure as Voodoo, you've completely thrown Voodoo over there in South Australia, Bob, because Bob Hoskins is redeeming. Bob Hoskins at the moment in the Kitcoin sound effects department. Ultra rare, Voodoo says there.
Yeah, 0.1% of players have used this.
And you can see it is Sidorg, the number 2 on the Porsche, right up behind Disco Stu as the conditions improve here, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to KRL, hello to you. Big shout out to our followers tonight, Ajax, and I've got to find this other chap. Who was he, please, Voodoo? So many comments there, Ajax. And the other person, we'll find him in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. But with 57 minutes remaining, Bob, in this race, that is a little bit less than an hour.
We might see a move. We might see a move in a second. Figo is climbing all over the back of Kart Dude, and he's got the job done, has he?
Oh, Figo down the inside of Kart Dude. It becomes the outside for Kart Dude, but he's not going to have a go back on that occasion. Dr. Noodles, thank you. He was our 113th follower. Hello, Kart Dude. This is fantastic. Oh, my goodness. And Voodoo redeeming the kit coins. Oh, my goodness. I don't know where to look because Figo is going to be under pressure here on lap 5 as he comes up the hill. Bullseye.
Yeah, so he's just got to hope that he gets through Eau Rouge and Radion a lot smoother and, you know, doesn't fall foul at the end of the straight because of the slip here. It's going to... Oh! So he had to save himself there. He had to... I think he will have picked up a warning for that.
Well, Craigo, is he going to have a move here on Kart Dude? Down the Kemmel Straight, heading up the hill.
I tell you what, from that early spin, he's recovered pretty well to be back with these guys.
I haven't seen as many cars like this for a long time, and I really was going somewhere there. But Figo now is in 4th, and that is less than a second. Back to Kart Dude. Craig, that is not a place to pass, but is he going to make it work, Bob?
No! Ausvizard.
And something's happened. He's having a terrible night, isn't he, down there? He's just dropping down the field. And now I think he's got Dask there and the damage on that car, Bob.
Yeah, he was having a look at Disco Stew and just lit it up on the curb and around she went.
And I'm not sure what the word German is for spin, but now he's got Dask for company and that car is in a terrible way. He's on the grass again, Bob. What on earth is happening as he's heading down to... Oh, he's backwards.
Yeah, he will have picked up so much damage. That car will almost be undrivable. He's just got to limp that back to the pits and get it repaired.
He's got to limp and schnauzen that thing back to the pits. Completely tits up now, I'm afraid. It was... And hello, he's gone into the wall. Gone full centre now, Bob. This is getting worse by the second.
Yeah, no, he's teleported. So
and when they teleport like that, they're gone.
I don't know if he'll rejoin. You know, it's worth it. You know, with the changing conditions, it's worth just sticking it out. But we don't know how much damage he's actually picked up.
Well, there we have it, Voodoo. Announcement from Voodoo, Nigerian Prince. If you haven't already, please consider following this stream, ladies and gentlemen. It would help us to reach our goal of 125. If we don't, we can't feed Trev. This is a life or death situation, and that is coming from a man from Nigeria. So please give us your hard-earned money and your hard-earned following ability on this channel. That would be fantastic. Andrelli, Porsche will not be happy with the bill after this race. That is disappointing, isn't it? And he's completely gone off the map here. I think we're down to 15 drivers left in this race, Bob. Disappointing.
Oh, what happened there? Gavea is in the pits.
And
so I don't know if he's come in for an early one.
This hasn't been a good few laps for the Germans, has it, Bob? But now Gavea into the pits. And this is unscheduled at best. Is it for damage? Was there something? Did we miss something for Gavea? He is well down the field now, and that's very early. Lap 6 of this race. We'll get Bob onto the replay, and Voodoo wants to curse the commentator's curse. Use the commentator's curse on 12. Jason Wilkinson, who's 7.6 in front. Yellow flag out. These marshals, they do funny things, but now it's Wilco 7.6 seconds in front of our second place man and his other championship rival, Cloquet. And we're just investigating. We need a roving pit reporter to find out this information. I tried DMing Rihanna Crean, but she wasn't interested. What happened, Bob, please?
I'm just button mashing. I'm just coming up to lap 6. Let's see. Right, no, he has got some damage. So he had... Cloquet had him. So... Where did that occur?
And we're going to wait to see now Nemo a couple of laps down. Good to see Nemo back tonight. And fun fact, Nemo was in the first ever KRL race, fun fact, at Long Beach. And Voodoo can confirm this, but I think he ended up on his route.
Yeah, through No Name. He lost the back end. I think it's No Name where he was.
Gavea still in the pits. Is he fixing this?
He's got big damage. He's got big damage, yes.
So you can see there, he's been through the corner with No Name, and he's come out of it with some damage. That didn't quite come out as it was coming into my mind. It didn't quite come out the same. And Dask as well is going very, very slowly, Bob. Or is that just my screen? The number 59 Porsche now with an awful amount of damage on the front of that car. And, well, the conditions are better, but the driving is still somewhat difficult out there as Crago into the pits. From P7, Disco Stu will go up a place, so will Sideways Polka. Haven't called his name too much tonight, Bob, but he's inside the top 10, doing very nicely. There's a couple of drivers coming out of the pits there. Kilroy, your man on picture now, is in 10th. Nemo is a funny bloke. I miss the New Zealander. Good times on the track back in the day. And thank you for that, Voodoo. Although you don't talk like that, do you, Voodoo? You talk like a Nigerian prince. But we will get back to that later. Send me your bank account details. Bob, help pull me out of this spiral. Because now the closest battle on the track, would you believe, is between St. Sim and Gavea, well down the field, in 14th and 15th.
Yeah, this has thrown a spanner in the works for so many drivers. You know, with the track still being greasy, still being a little bit slippery on those curbs, you know, our top drivers are falling foul. So
disappointing.
Yeah, lots of damage out there.
Lots of damage. Haven't been this disappointed since Space Jam 2. A New Legacy, my ass. I didn't even watch the end of it. And just couldn't believe I actually got caught paying for the crap. But anyway, 18 people watching tonight, going off a little bit there, Bob, but I got to say that is disappointing for Gavea. But what can he do from 14th? That is a long way back, isn't it, Bob, from there? I mean, not only is he outside the top 10, but you think that gap from 11th, even to get into the top 10 now, although there is a long way to go, we know that. But it is going to be pushing Scheissenhausen uphill just to get back into a decent points-paying position.
Yeah, lots of people out of position. I mean, it's gonna produce some good racing, you know, because obviously they're not used to being that far down. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who can recover?
And who can recover? That is the question here, as we're looking at Gavea still, that German rifle failing to fire tonight. And it's been stuck in the cold eastern front snow. As Voodoo says disappointment, he says, I can talk about disappointment. As the Prince says, how about a fly spray that says it will kill in one shot, but takes half a can to get the job done. Just thinking of another joke there, but we won't go with that. He has a 5-part series on it, Bob, soon to be released on Netflix, coming this autumn. One man, one can of fly spray. Can he kill? Wait and see. And Figo, 8.5 now.
Sounds like a horror movie.
This summer, one man, one can of fly spray. Okay, now 8.5. Trying to get my train of thought back here. Figo sitting pretty now without any real competition there at the moment. He's 5 ahead, 5 behind, and he's got the fastest lap, Bob.
Yeah, so I mean, they're still well off of what a full dry lap is, but you know, some sort of 4 seconds off of it. But yeah, we should see everyone out of that danger spot now. I shouldn't think that there's going to be too much carnage from now.
So there shouldn't be too much more carnage, we don't think. But in this caper, you never ever know. Never ever know. And if you don't go, as 8 laps having been completed, make that 9. This is our race leader and also our championship leader. And if things stay as they are, but 47 minutes is a long time in this business. Geez, how much did that little sprinkle spice things up at the start, Bob? Because it's really mixed up the order big time. Plenty of damage, plenty of incidents early on, as we're almost reaching 20. What was your target, Bob, for tonight? Was it 20 or...?
I think we hit 19 a couple of weeks ago, so we've got to be up there.
We've got to be right up there. Please get your comments in. Don't go missing on us, ladies and gentlemen. We would love to hear from you here tonight for round 4 of this championship. I say it all the time. If you're new to KRL and this channel, this Twitch channel, please consider following, and it is great to have your company. Our race leader, 4.9 seconds. Hello. It's under 5 seconds. 4.9. That's less than 5 seconds now. So Wilco, is he pacing himself? We know that the tyres take a bit of a hit here, don't they, Bob? But what time are we expecting these guys to make their stops? Their scheduled stops rather than their unscheduled stops here tonight in this race.
Well, it's difficult because, I mean, the tyres could be well out of their range because of, you know, the guys would have optimised their setups for, you know, perfect dry conditions. Now, they started the race in the wet. They've had to go through, you know, the track transitions. So, you know, who knows where their tyre settings are at the moment.
There we have it. Thank you, Voodoo, who's... there we go. Thank you, Voodoo, who's clipped that. One man, one can of fly spray, and 9 laps having been completed. I do that more often, but geez, it's really not good for the vocals. But Cloakade 5.2 now. Figo, who is the fastest man on the track. Thank you, Prince. And Cart Dude in 4th with not a lot of damage there. And he's sitting pretty, isn't he? 9 seconds off a podium position at the moment. He's doing a bit of a Fernando Alonso there. I wouldn't say he's quite charging through like the Spanish Matador, but he's sitting pretty at the moment, the man from Launceston, on for a good result here. And the commentator's curse almost striking as he almost went off coming up to the bus stop. But he is having a good night, isn't he, at the moment, Bob? 44 minutes left.
Yeah, it's... If you can play it safe, if you can sit in a position you're not used to, you know, it'll pay dividends tonight. You know, just a steady race pace. We're not seeing anywhere near what we're expecting thus far. but yeah, people are still struggling out there. I'm just flicking through the field, yeah.
You continue to flick through, but we've got a battle. Psydog in the pits. Psydog in the pits as Kilroy right up behind Sideways Polka there. And you can see who's gone off into the pits. Was that? No, Psydog into the pits. Somebody else started off there, I think, Bob.
Yeah, I think that might... Yeah, it was Gavea. So Gavea has come into the pits again.
So that German rifle not working as he would like, and around goes Sideways Polka.
No.
He's not only sideways, it's a pretty impressive move there to get that thing back facing in the right direction. As Vintage Racer 19th, stop everything, Bob. Vintage Racer is joining us from Newcastle up there
lovely
in
spot.
New South Wales. Lovely part of the world, lovely man, and what a man to be joining us. Not quite standing up yet. Vintage Racer 1967, the man who I met down there in Melbourne last year. And, well, that was the end of that battle. That was the closest battle on the circuit. But it's not, it didn't quite turn out the way we would have liked. As Psydog still in the pits. Craigo, I think you might have him here, Bob, I reckon. We know it's a long pit lane here, of course, but here comes Craigo with nothing more than a little bit of aesthetically unpleasing damage on the front of that. And Vintage Racer, as Psydog says he's currently fixing about 8 light years of damage, Bob, to infinity and beyond. And thank you, Psydog there, and Buzz Lightyear as well. As I think Craig's going to have Psydog here, as he's still fixing his 8 galaxy light years of damage in the pit lane.
Figo nearly lost it out at the bus stop as well.
And he's nearly lost it out of the bus stop at Figo.
I'll be back in
lap
2.
11. Lap 11 in this race. He's kept it together there, Bob. So 42 minutes remaining here. Vintage Racer. Great to have you with us all the way from Newcastle. Say hello to the good people of Newcastle for us as I'm sitting here in Benalla in Victoria, close to Winton Motor Raceway. Action says it all. That's a little local advert we have on our local TV. Bit of a jingle there we have around Winton each year here in Benalla. As, yeah, we can see. Can we get a message to Wilco? Message to Wilco, Nigerian Prince says to slow down a bit. He wants to see something spicy at the front, like getting caught out on that Vindaloo curry from Benalla Curry House. Never go 10, never go full 10 on the curry. Try and go a 6, I reckon. Might be the way to go, but 5.2 seconds. He's not showing any signs of slowing down at the moment, is he, Bob?
No, he's just gently, eking a little bit out each lap, just gently increasing the pace. And it's looking like it's Wilco's night.
It is looking like Wilco's night. Speaking of good nights, Vintage Racer having a ripper up there in Newcastle, passing on his best regards to everyone. Thank you for that, an absolute champion on and off the track. And I just want to make one thing clear, Voodoo. If Shiv's out there watching this, Shiv from Benalla Curry House, I want to say there was nothing actually wrong with the Vindaloo, but I just was a bit too confident in going for the level of spice. So nothing wrong with the product. It was just my decision-making that was the problem there. But we've still got 40 minutes to go here. Second race of the season, endurance race of the season, of course. And here tonight, it tests every part of these drivers, doesn't it? Bob, tests the concentration levels, you name it, every aspect of driving these cars, especially these cars, as we know they're a little bit twitchy at the back end at the best of times.
Yeah, no, to me, this is my all-time favourite track. It's got everything. It's got your technical sections. It's got your high-speed stuff. And it just minute wrong inputs, and that can be a night over. And
thank you for the kind comments, Vintage Racer. Figo has been very quick in practice, has a great setup. So he could catch Wilco. He could catch Wilco. And that is a big if, I suppose. But 4.9, it's less than 5 seconds. Vintage. He could be onto something there, Vintage. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great night up there in Newcastle, in New South Wales. But Wilco now, is he easing off a little bit? Does that word exist in his vocabulary, Bob?
No, we know that he will. He would. Actually, he's dropped about 2 tenths on this lap, 3 tenths on this lap. Cloquet is actually, he was up while I was in the car with him. Yeah, he's up by nearly 2 tenths. So yeah, these two are exchanging, you know, decent lap times at the moment.
And you can see there, not a mark on that number 19 Porsche. We know the story behind number 19 and the history involved in his choice of that number, Bob. And if you don't, how much time have you got? I can tell you all about it, let me tell you. But lap 12 of this race, and it's Jason Wilkinson from Carrum Downs in Victoria, the man who got a half-price meal at the pub a couple of nights ago. And I've got to say, it's doing him the world of good. 5.2 seconds back to Cloquet. Figo, who's still looking racy, looking pacey. And Big Shep says, I hope Neville's little chicken wing arms will be all right for tomorrow. We haven't even mentioned the sweaty palms or the sweaty arms, the chicken wings. We know that, and there's been a lot of talk of his wrist so far this season, Bob. So let's hope they're holding out with 37 minutes still to go in this one.
Yeah, yeah, Wristy McWrist. Yeah, he would have been having a lot of wheel action in that first few laps. Now it's settled down to a dry race. Hopefully his wrists will hold on for the next 37 minutes.
And Figo is in the pits. Speaking of wrist action, we better be careful where we go with that one. But speaking of wrist action, we've got pit lane action for all 18 people watching the stream tonight. And getting a little bit excited here. 37 minutes to go. Pace yourself, Kid Byers. Don't want to lose that voice with a few laps to go. Big Shep with his chicken wing nibbles. And Figo is into the pits. That's right. It's a slightly longer pit lane. We might go to Disco Stew. Disco Stew has gone past Vibesy, who is also in the pits, Bob. So these boys a little bit later than the rest of them. We've still got a few who are yet to stop, a few at the business end that are still yet to stop here on lap 13 of this race. When are we going to see these guys, the top two I'm talking about, into the pits? They're still going, aren't they? Well, quite well at the moment.
Yeah, your halfway point is probably at the end of this lap, to be honest. So, yeah, I would expect this lap or the next lap, you'll probably see Wilco and Cloquet come in.
And Figo counting on the tyre deck for Wilco, says a Vintage Racer. Vintage, please, if you haven't already, get amongst the new emotes. I think that's what they're called, Prince. Let me know if they're not. But the new emotes, we've got the Murray Walker and a few others. So get amongst the action, because we'll take a look at Figo, who is in the pit lane now, waiting patiently. Vibesy along there with him in the pit lane. Kilroy now in the pits. And I can take it from experience. It's not the widest pit lane on the planet, is it, Bob? I've had a few incidents there at the entry to the pit lane, especially if you've got a couple of cars going in there at the same time. Yes, get amongst the moats. Prince, up and about over there in the Little Hamptons, great part of South Australia. Visit it if you haven't already, near the Adelaide Hills, as Figo is out onto the track. And he's got some clear air in front of him as he cruises down Camel Straight. Cloquet
is in the pits, and it's released Cydorg, who was actually just coming up to unlap himself, and in a very uncharacteristic 9th place presently. And
thank you, Race Control, letting us know that we are at the halfway point of this race. Got half still to go, of course, and Cloquet is into the pits. Wilco still on his merry way down Kemmel Straight for another lap here, and he might not have the fastest lap, but he's certainly been the most consistent, not only in this race, Bob, but all season And and this is a man who was worried. If you think back to round 1 at Bathurst, he was a little bit, he wasn't all that confident, was he, coming into this championship and how his pace would be against some of the other guys?
Yeah, he seemed to, it was a bit sort of uncharacteristic of him. He seemed a bit flustered, but he's churned out the results. Been ultra consistent, always been on the podium, and that's why he's got the lead on the table that he's got.
Consistency, that is the key, especially in the championship fight, as I'm desperately looking for a battle that's quite close. I think this might be the closest one. No, we've found Nemo, and he might have got some damage fixed, has he? Nemo back in this, his first race of the season. Like I said, a man with a rich and colourful history here as part of the KRL family. He raced in the first ever race, KRL Season 1 back on Project Cars in 2018. And if you look that back up on YouTube, Bob, I sound like I'm just fresh out of high school. Oh, hello and welcome everybody. Oh, we got 3 viewers tonight. How good's that? Oh, we got 5 drivers. Oh yeah, thanks for watching everyone. And that's sort of sounded a bit funny back in the day, Bob, to be honest with you. But we've come a long, long way as Nemo and Polka now in an interesting battle here. This is close.
Yeah, I was just watching Figo then. So Figo is retaken 3rd as Disco Stew went into the pits. So Figo, Clocaid, they've both pitted. I would expect to see Wilco in this lap.
There we have it. You heard it from the man himself. We might stick with this battle.
He's in the pits.
And
Wilco's
Wilco in the pits. Beautiful timing there. Bob Hoskins alongside us here. Full-time commentator, part-time flight.
Contact.
Oh, no. And that is sideways polka around. The yellow flags are out. And not sure. I had a bit of a funny angle on that one, Bob. But Nemo is continuing on his merry way, so no sign of any readdressing or anything going on there, or is he slowing down now?
No, it's hard to tell exactly what went on there. I'll see if I can watch the replay. So car number 48 and car number 95. Let's have a quick look.
There we have it. And if you put those two numbers together, that equals disaster. With a capital D. Nemo racing incident. We'll wait and get Bob's take on it, but Wilco in the pits, in the pit lane at the moment. You can see him there, number 19, after the great Hawthorn full forward Jason Dunstall wearing the number 19 and kicking 1,260 something goals for the Hawks. Here comes Clocaid through to complete the lap, into lap 15 now. And
God, this
somebody else
mashing is crazy.
Somebody else I should say off. Was it Saint Sim? I think he might have just been getting out of the way there. Saint Sim well down the field, and the German rifle, he's gone missing tonight. I think at the moment Bobby's left his mess kit, and that. What happened there, Bob? Have you got a replay or some information for us?
Yes, I feel, unfortunately, I mean, it'll probably go down as a racing incident, but in the Gentlemanly League, I would have expected to see, after the nudge that was given, I would have expected to see Nemo redress or wait for that driver.
Wait and see. They do things a little bit differently, don't they, Bob? The Kiwis. Oh, that wasn't my fault. I just wanted to keep going, eh? And, stuff you there, Polka. You fucking idiot. Yeah. Oh, no, that's the second time I've said that. Big Alan Shep. What's Big Shep saying, please, Bob? Nibbles and me share the same birthday date. His love child. And what a great birthday that is. September 19th. Shep, let us know I think there's a 30-year gap there from Big Shep. Not that you'd be able to tell, because that man is in peak physical condition when he's chugging proffies down at the Bull. And Sidorg right all up in Disco Stu's business, and he's going to be in his business very shortly, because this is a battle for P7th. And guess what? Sidorg is the fastest man on the track.
Yeah, so obviously he's well out of position, but you know the track's evolved. He's chucking in the kind of laps that you would expect of him now. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, even after the pit stop there, Wilco has extended his lead over Clocaid. Clocaid going very strong at the moment.
There we have it. Just I tell you what, Big Shep. If you think my memories, I've got some sort of strange memory for dates. We won't talk about me knowing Matt Simmons' birthday, Bob. We mentioned that a little bit earlier tonight, but there we go. I've whacked in your birthday and also Wilco's birthday as well. 30 years between them, of course. We saw Disco Stu spending more time on the grass than Snoop Dogg and Bob Marley combined, but he's managed to keep it on the circuit now, so he can attack again. But Sidorg is a little bit of extension there to those track limits. But you've got to say that Sidorg now, don't count this man out. How far is he behind Craig, Bob? He's still in with a shot here.
Yeah, so where is he? I can't even follow the order. So as I'm using R2 and L2 to go through the order, it doesn't even let me do it. So yeah, they've broken it again. So Craigio is 13.5 seconds up the road from Sidorg. So yeah, I think although he's got remarkable pace, I don't know if he's got enough time to close that up.
And it's it's a lot of work to do with 27 minutes remaining in this race. Please, if we could get those cameras back. Not sure what's happening with the cameras tonight, Bob. Are you? It's been some funny business going on there. But 23 people watching, and if you're out there watching and you'd like to follow our channel and help us get to 120, I'm going to put that in the chat. Hang on a minute, Bob. I'm going to put that in the chat. 125 followers. That is the target that Nigerian Prince set us a long time ago over there in the capital, as Clocaid in second now, 7.3. So Wilco maintaining that lead at the moment as we see him come through the bus stop. Lap 16, soon to be lap 17 here at Spa-Francorchamps. And we might be missing Matt. I might be missing Matt Simmons, but Bob, we're seeing some exciting racing still nonetheless.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people out of position, tricky conditions at the start, and it's just given us a bit of an interesting race. It hasn't been the most exciting because there hasn't been the close battles that we're used to, but yeah, it's going to be good for some of these other drivers, to be able to close those gaps on the championship table.
A chance of points, chance of podiums potentially, although Kartdu there is fourth, and the man from the Launceston Karting Club who's done some fantastic work down there. I follow the Facebook page, Brody, don't you worry about that, my friend. He's 18.9 seconds off the podium position. Anything can happen, and it usually does, as we know. Vibesy with some action here from Craigo, who's stalking him all the time. That gap, 1.2 seconds. So Vibesy at the moment, Bob, probably one of the only drivers who can't really take it easy here at the moment, because he's got Craigo for company and he wants that P6.
Yes, so sorry, I'm really struggling with this because it doesn't follow the order of the cars on the track.
That's okay. We're here to help. We are, that's for sure. And I've got to say, my fellow commentators club, and you've got to say that we just jump in whenever we need to. I can tell you that Craig, that gap has steadied now, as Sidorg now is 9.999, and behind Craigo Speaking of 9, it's Gavea who is making no real inroads at all. It's been a funny race for the German rifle here tonight. He has not fired a single shot, Bob.
No, yeah, he suffered very early on, and again, just a strange position he finds himself in. But obviously, he's still rotating. He'll pick up whatever points he can. I think that's all he can do right now is damage limitation.
And so, Bob, you're saying there's still a chance?
not in this race. Maybe by the end of the season. Not in this race.
not in this one. More like 1 in a million. So there we have it, and you're 1 in a million, Bob. There we have it. So Jason now is on track. He is certainly on the track. On track, in fact, literally and metaphorically, to win this race here tonight. And sorry, the spring in this chair's gone, Bob. So if I lean back too quickly, I can end up sort of arse over on the floor. But lap 18 now, that gap 9.1 seconds. And I've got to ask you, Bob, does he have time to just ease off, lift and coast? Can you take it easy, or with 23 minutes to go, it's still a long way though, isn't it?
Well, right, his fastest lap was the last lap, so he's still trying to eke some time out. So, although he hasn't got anyone, in his vicinity, he's still pushing it, and still trying to get what he can out of the car.
So there we have it, the man on your screen, consummate professional, working for Daryl Lee at Carrum Downs. Lorraine Lee, I beg your pardon. I think it's Lorraine Lee, the company in Melbourne. Big hello to everybody out there at the factory, because this man is going to be absolutely unbearable tomorrow. He might need a long weekend after this. We'll wait and see. Driver of the day, I've chucked it in the chat, probably a little bit early. And Sideorg wants 5th position. And how is that man typing in the chat and driving at the same time, Bob, is not only unsafe, but it's an absolute mystery to me as he comes through the corner with no name. Man, he's typing in the chat at the same time.
Maybe he's in the Matrix.
And there we are. We're all in the Matrix. We're all stuck in the Matrix, Bob. It's escaping it. That's the tough part. Using our body heaters. Craigo now, half a second behind
Driver
Vimesy.
of the day, V is for Vindaloo.
And driver of the day, V is for Vindaloo. That's an extremely funny line, Ajax. And this man just with pure comedy gold tonight. And my question is, Bob, how come he has not followed us sooner? Why are we only seeing him now?
I don't know. Maybe word is just getting out, Trev, about your super hot channel.
Super hot. It's not sure about too hot, but Craigo is looking very hot. These boys not quite respecting those track limits, are they? Heading up to the bus stop chicane there. And driver of the day, V is for Vindaloo. And Prince, Nigerian Prince, chiming in with Aaron. You are treading on thin ice, my boy. And Ajax just telling us, Shakedown brought me here. And that's you're getting a bit of everything, bit of a mixed bag combination omelette here tonight. And we've gone. We won't quite go with the fat lady yet, Bob, but when would you think that the fat lady could come out and start singing for Jason Wilkinson?
On the last lap.
Fat lady incoming.
Just in case.
Last lap, letting the people know in the chat. Let us know, give us your feedback. Whether we choose...
This is brewing up again. So Craigio and Vibesy, it's the gap extended, to 2-3 seconds. It is now back to half a second.
There we have it. So it's extended, and it's come back, and it extended again, and then it come back like a springboard. It's come back now, and it's only 7/10 of a second, and he seems to be catching him, Bob, through this middle part of the lap, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's just got to keep on applying that pressure. Just keep him thinking about it. But I tell you what, who is flying at the moment? And I said that it probably wasn't doable. Sidorg is now 4.5 seconds behind Craigio.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past him, Bob, if he's able to drive and chat at the same time. Anything's possible for this man. And is that a German rifle? I see before seine eyes, or is he? He's a long way down, isn't he? But Gavea also too with him. A couple of quick guys there.
Yes, so
definitely out of position though, aren't they?
Yeah, so Gavea is a lap down, but that won't stop him having a bit of fun with Sidorg, I don't think.
A bit of a ding-dong, spicy Vindaloo battle coming up there, as we've got less than 19 minutes remaining. In fact, we've got 18 minutes to go. Get your comments coming in. Still 17 people sticking with us. Spicy. Thank you, Ajax. Spray and Wipe, the man from Shakedown, who said Shakedown brought him here and love kept him here. Love for this channel. Love for this championship. It is round 4, of course. Still plenty of action to go, Ajax. You've joined us at a spicy time indeed, because Wilco taking a bit too much curb there through the corner with no name, but he's still 11 seconds in the lead, none the same.
Sidorg is taking 3 seconds a lap out of the guys ahead of him, and he is 3 seconds behind.
He's 3 seconds behind, Bob. And how long is a lap around here? 18 minutes, just a tick under to go. And how much damage can he do? That's the question. Can he get up to 4th?
5th, definite. 4th, let me just scroll through. That'll be Kart Dude. He is 17 seconds ahead of Vibesy. Oh, I tell you what, yeah, he's got 2 seconds a lap on Kart Dude as well. So
he's flying.
It's just on the limits, I think. I don't think he'll quite get 4th, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes within a couple of seconds of Kart Dude.
Oh, it's sounding positive, Bob. That's the vibe I'm getting from you, is that it's doable. Are we thinking this is doable for Sidorg here? We haven't really got a lot else happening in this race, but Figo now up in 3rd. 4 seconds, that gap between Clocade and Figo. So Kart Dude as well. This is a man who's really minded his own business tonight, Bob, and he might take P4 here.
Yeah, no, I think he's done remarkably well. So, I mean, for me, if we're to give a shout out for driver of the day, for me at the moment, it's those 3 there, 4th, 5th or 6th. Driver
of the day, the man from the Launceston Karting Club. Also livery of the day, Bob, because ladies and gentlemen out there watching, if you look closely at the livery on this car, it's sort of a collection of little circuit maps. Get a good view of it there going past. And you can see looking absolutely magnificent there. Everybody at Launceston rooting for him, and Vibesy and Craig, oh, yeah! And poor old Craig, oh, he never got a kiss. Poor old Craig, oh, don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that he's catching Vibesy? Won't sing any more Hank Williams tonight, Bob, but he is absolutely on it, isn't he? Coming up through Eau Rouge up the hill onto Kemmel Straight here.
Yeah, he's not closing at the same rate that he was. That was a bit of a bad lap for him, actually. It was 2:24 that he had there. But yeah, this is on in the next lap.
There we have it, and we've got Lamborghini. Lamborghini has followed the channel, and I know he hasn't followed the channel. He's decided to chat. Oh, Vibesy! Oh, you don't want to be out there, son. And he comes back on the track. Fantastic! And Lamborghini is now following. You see it on the channel there. He is following. And speaking of following Bob, we've got Sidorg following Craigo, who's following Vibesy. And this is going to be a fantastic battle with a bit over a dozen minutes left. Not over yet, Bob.
No, not by a long shot. Not for these guys. Yeah, going to see some great battles brewing just now.
And there we have it. Lamborghini saying, "Oh, this is so close, isn't it?"
Here we go.
And
Fifth,
look
sixth,
at this.
seventh.
5th, 6th and 7th all together, as you can see through Stavilo coming towards the end of the lap. Oh, this is close, and Sidog's got the pace, doesn't he, Bob?
Yeah, he's capable of running 222s. He has, his best lap was a 222.8, so a bit of a slow lap the last one, but he's back on song again. And you can throw a tea towel over all three of these. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
And here we go. Here we go. Signs, lick, stamp, and send it. Crago down the inside. Slight contact with Vibesy, and that's going to keep Sidog interested.
No.
And whoa! Oh, we've seen that a few times there at this corner, the bus stop chicane. And it's caused havoc again where Sidog's through. Look out, Sidog's through and up to 5th, Bob. Your wish is coming true. And Bob, what has happened there, please? Bob.
He lit it up out of T1 and put it into the barrier. So he is now going to be nursing damage.
He's going to be nursing damage and nursing one hell of a headache if you're listening to me and Bob sing tonight. And possums! Don't forget to redeem your kit coins as Lamborghini. Oh God! And Lamborghini says, "Voice of an angel." That's quite a nice compliment for you, Bob Hoskins. And there we have it. Thank you for that, Lamborghini. He said, "Give us a sample of Shannon Knoll." And I don't know that I read that comment and then I got sidetracked with that battle, which is things have settled down. What about me? It isn't fair. Bob's the superstar and I want my share consciously. I want to commentate, but this race is just a little bit dull. But we've got to entertain.
It's brewing, my friend.
It's brewing.
Figo is closing by 0.7 of a second on Cloquet ahead. The gap is now down to 2.5 seconds.
2.5 seconds. That's less than 3 seconds, Lamborghini. And he's been redeeming his kit coins like the true champion that he is. Stick around, Lamborghini. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the first time chat. Long time follower of this channel, I'm sure. And we're going to have an absolute ripping time. And here we have it. Oh, this is... I'm seeing not quite the handkerchief over them at the moment, Bob. But what do we got? 11 or so minutes and some spare change remaining. Figo getting very close to Cloquet. You can see him off in the distance there. And the hunter is hunting him down. And that is that Crago in the pits? No, I beg your pardon. My eyes are deceiving me. But he's coming right up behind Vibesy for another crack, Bob.
Right, I'll jump back there. Oh no, just watching it on your stream now.
So Crago,
yeah, that's spicing up again.
It's getting rather spicy again. The spices, secret Nigerian spices, are going in the mix. And got to say, big shout out, Benella Curry House. Don't go for the number 10 Vindaloo. It will cause irreparable damage.
Oh,
but now down.
Oh, Figo power slides it.
Figo has had an incident.
He's around.
He's around, and I don't think he's coming back. There he goes through your picture. Hey, we've got him back, Bob. We've got him back, but how much time has he lost? That's the big question here.
He's lost. Well, the gap was down to 2.5 seconds. It is now just shy of 12 seconds. So I would take that as a warning, and I would just try to hold on to third.
And you know our buzzword here, Bob. It is damage limitation. What's a buzzword we like to use? As Crago is still in the business of keeping Vibesy honest and Disco Stew as well as Ajax Spray and White says spicy aperto or craigie or sauce. That sounds a little bit spicy, doesn't it, Ajax? But thank you, my friend Aaron. And Jock Goodyear, that's the real name, from Tasmania, won the Australian Sprint Car title. Also, Dylan Beveridge from Tasmania won the Australian Formula 500 title, both in February at the Perth Motorplex. That's an extremely long message, but thank you for that, Big Alan Shep. And now, Bob, after knowing that, I can sleep tonight.
Oh,
but,
dear
no,
Lord.
Just kidding.
Sorry, I've got to bring this to your attention. I completely lost track then because you had me in stitches. Disco Stew has now been dragged into this battle, so he is now wanting to head the AMs. So, of course, Craigio currently leads the AM drivers, and Disco Stew is wanting some of that action.
Disco Stew is right amongst it here. 8.5 minutes remaining in this one. It is still Wilco sitting pretty out front in the pro class. 24 laps around here. That man is going to have cement mixers for wrists. He is going to be extremely sweaty. As Bob just having a bit of a chuckle to himself there. Disco Stew, get this, Bob, is 0.666 behind Craigo. And if you're the Nigerian prince, you know that's a special number. Although his fly spray is
Disco's just letting him know he's there.
As Disco is looking to dance. He wants Craigo to know that he is there. And yeah, he says, I'm here, let's go and play. Look. Thank you, Martin. And wow, what's a race we've got in store then. And I'll stop with the Martin Brundle, but 7.5 minutes remaining. Last lap of this race. Fat Lady coming out, Bob. Fat Lady warming the vocal cords up, not quite ready to go yet because some funny things have happened with 7.5 minutes to go in these races. I've got to say thank you for being with us. I feel like, Bob, we've been through so much together with our new fans, of course, Lamborghini, Ajax and Noodle Box, I think it was, I forget his name, but thank you nonetheless. Dr. Noodles, I think it was, but lap 25 of this race. Can anyone stop this man from Carrum Downs?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. It is his. He's gone. He made that very early move on the first lap. As soon as he hit the front, off he galloped. Everyone in the field was having issues, and he's kept his nose clean. Remarkable drive tonight.
Round 5 of the championship. To answer the question, I think it's the 16th, Thursday the 16th. Whatever next Thursday is, Ajax, that's the next stream, and we'd love to see you there. Follow the channel, give me money so I can quit my job. Take this job and shove it. I'm streaming from now on. Better not try to stand in my way, 'cause I'm walking. That's enough of that. But Big Alan Shep says that's not to laugh out loud. It's lots of love. Big Shep just chipping in as he does. And we're watching your man, Big Shep, your love child, the man who shares. This is... Oh! Thank you, Lamborghini, for contributing. The Murray Walker, the great man. Oh, my goodness. And I think that might have been from this race many, many years ago when you might remember Bob Schumacher hitting Coulthard in the rain many, many years ago, and that hectic start back in 98, I think it was, off the line. We had the pile up here at Spa, and a little 10-year-old kid Byers was sitting there like, can I keep watching this, Daddy? Oh, no, son, you should go to school. But no, just kidding. Dad was right up for a bit of Formula One, that's for sure. And yeah, I was pretty useless on Mondays at school, ladies and gentlemen. And who could forget Big Darryl Eastlake and Alan Jones when F1 was on Channel 9. And great stuff, great memories, happy memories indeed. And speaking of a man who's going to have a happy memory or a happy memories here tonight, it's going to be welcome. Now, I better be careful, Bob, because the Prince, Nigerian Prince, might put us in the sin bin again and time us out like he did at Suzuka.
Yeah, let's keep it clean. Keep it clean. So
Keep it clean.
Cloquet has settled back to 225s. Figo should be coming up to the lot. Yeah, Figo with a 227, so he's looking as if he's consolidating. I'm currently sat on board with Kart Dude. The gap to Sidorg is now down to 12 seconds. So even with that damage after hitting the barrier, he's still closing in on him. I don't think there's enough time though.
Still not enough time. We're running out of time. Running out of time. I'm running out of a voice box at the moment, but stick with us. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because right throughout the field, Gavea, this man's been missing longer than Madeline McCann. No, I really can't say that. That's terrible. But no, seriously.
This is where the live moderation comes into effect.
And
we can't be saying these things.
And the voice of reason. The voice of reason has come through. Not quite sure whether you can hear that at home, but no, we've got to get back into it because Gavea has what's he done there, Bob? He's all up in somebody's business. I think he's right up behind. In fact, he's in front of Saint Sim.
Yeah, so he's got the job done on Saint Sim. So yeah, we're expecting him to remain in 15th because of all of his dramas tonight, but. Yeah, he's managing to grab another couple of positions. Obviously, he's a lap down on the drivers ahead of him, though.
And lap down on the drivers ahead of him, so that's all she wrote, I reckon, for the German rifle. At least he's fired one shot tonight. And voice of reason there, got to keep it clean. Thank you, Prince. Got to visit you at some stage in the future. Could be the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, although I'm a little bit short on cash. So if anyone wants to subscribe at a tier 3 level, please do so. Not sure what's available for that, ask the Prince. But Disco Stu, this is the closest battle on the track with a couple of minutes to go, because Crago started 6th, looking to finish 7th as he runs wide through the corner with no name. But it's good to be out of the rain. That's what the drivers were saying a little bit earlier on, Bob. We had that shower in the opening lap. As speaking of that, Big Shep, you know, crows only get by trucks, not by cars. They only can say car, not truck. And that is a man that's had a few frothies tonight, Bob, I reckon. But Disco Stu is very close. Is he going to get this done? We'll wait and see. But it's going to be tough, but doable.
Yeah, so... Whoa, you done it again!
As he goes off! Spin! I don't think he's quite spun that time, but wow, that was the commentator's curse live in real time, Bob.
Yeah, but I mean, all credit to him. He kept it out of the wall. He was on the grass. He nearly hit it with the nose, nearly hit it with the tail, and he rejoins the race.
Well, he rejoins, and Lamborghini says the only Crow I know is Russell Crowe. Don't forget about Martin Crowe. Of course, the famous Kiwi Rest His Soul, the Kiwi cricketer, Martin Crowe. Hello, Martin Crowe speaking. 12th man records, they were great back in the day. But lap 27, this might be the last lap, Bob. Might be the last lap.
Where is Wilco on the track? Let's quickly...
Is he Stavilo, is it? Coming down bottom part of the map there? Is he going to... Will he make it the last lap? That's the interesting part about it.
Well, he could. He's got a 13-second lead. He could afford to back right off and let the timer run out.
And it's something that Michael Schumacher did. I think it was the Monaco Grand Prix 97. I think there was a 2-hour limit to that race, and he just took him about 5 minutes to get around the final part of the lap many years ago. But I think he was in front by about a lap anyway.
Oh no, he can't. He can't afford to do it. He can't afford to do it. He's got to go.
He can't. He's got to go. He's got to go for one more lap. We're going to hear race control as we come across the line. Leaders on the final lap. Leaders on the final lap. Ajax, more of a Mike Rowe fan. Ajax Spray and Wipe joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ajax. Welcome Aaron to the KRL family. This man very keen, Bob, wanting to know when the next stream was and so on and so forth. But lap 28, this is going to be the last lap And should we just see what's happening down there, Bob? I think for P7 and Vibesy, between Vibesy and Craigo. I've got Wilco on the track map. He's coming down the Kemmel Straight, so we'll get back to him. But what a race it's been. Not one of the all-time classics, Bob, but still entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah. So, I mean, Sidorg has got that gap down to 6.9 seconds on Kart Dude. Kart Dude kept his nose clean all race. He's going to bring it home in fourth. Great drive.
Great drive.
I think shout out, though, for me... not only Kart Dude, Vibesy. Obviously, Craigio is the AM class leader at the moment. Vibesy is going to try and close that gap, and remarkable drive to finish what's looking like P6 tonight. And
literally, they're in a class of their own, aren't they? The AM boys, Vibesy and Craigio. That's been a good battle, hasn't it, really? And no commentator's curse here, ladies and gentlemen. But it is the last lap of the race, 12.9 seconds, our race leader for the pro class, of course. Down to Stavolo. I think he's got Nemo in front of him, but I don't think he'll need to find Nemo in the last few corners of this lap, because Bob, the fat lady, ooh, and she's stinging Bob, and that means that it is game over, game, set and match. Ooh. And my wife's going to kill me if that wakes up my daughter Taylor, but no, she's sleeping in the other room, nice and settled in there, great stuff. But here we go, up to the final corner, lights flashing. This man, he came in with a 16-point championship lead into round 4 of this championship. He had the week off, and he's back and wins here at Spa and takes the second endurance round of the season, and he wins here at Spa-Francorchamps, and he's taking the mickey here now, Bob. He's doing donuts before the rest of them are finished. What a G.
No, he's done really well tonight. There you go, Cloquet, he takes second. Where's Figo? Yeah, Figo into the bus stop now.
And Figo, a nice. Gary, good areas, Gary. Thank you, Lamborghini. Oh, the cricket's on. I forgot about the cricket. Hopefully we can level things up at 2-all as Figo avoiding. That's respect there, if ever I've seen it. What is Wilco doing on the start-finish straight? Well, never mind about that. But this man, could this be our driver of the day? And I
don't think he can be dismissed, really. Kart Dude brings it home in fourth. Sidorg 5 seconds behind him.
Great recovery, damage limitation. It's one of our watchwords, isn't it, Bob, here at KRL? And he comes across the line as the boys. Here we go. First in the AM class. Vibesy will take the race. Bit of sandblasting action on the side of that car, but he comes across the line. Victory in the AM class. Cross the line, Craig. Oh, yeah. He finishes in second.
I think he's done really well. Vibesy tonight, 6. Craigio 7th. Yeah, good racing.
And great stuff. The best result I've seen since I took points at Monza on this game a few years ago. I'll screenshot that and send that to you, Bob. That's another story. Finished ahead of names such as the Nigerian Prince, Jason Wilkinson, and Kart Dude, I think, that night. And so happy, so chuffed about that, I posted it onto Twitter. But Kilroy, 4th place for him in class, 9th overall, Bob. Is he going to be happy with that?
Yeah, I think so, 100%. I think all the guys that managed to finish tonight should have a pat on the back. That was very tricky at the start, very tricky indeed.
And here comes Nemo, the man that raced in the first ever, the inaugural KRL race, when I had 5 people watching and about 4 people racing. Oh, welcome everybody. And what a journey it's been. That's how my voice sounded back then. Sidorg, well before your time, son. But you are part of the family now. He says, well done podium finishers. Well done, Sidorg, says Ajax Spray and Wipe. Nice Gary from Lamborghini, reminding me about the cricket. And sorry to Gavea if I caused that on lap 1. German rifle well and truly out of it early, wasn't he, Bob? Never really a factor tonight, which is so disappointing for that championship fight, along with Sidorg, who still managed to recover, however.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a long season, and, yeah, it just goes to show, you know, a little bit of rain at the start of the race, it can completely flip it on its head. Yeah, some boys finishing in... you know, unfamiliar positions, but it's going to be good for them in the standings.
There we have it. So let us know if that audio's coming through. I've just gone to our thumbnail there. Sidorg wanting to know whether he will be the first repeat winner of the season. That is a very interesting question. Well, at least if nothing else, we've had a bit of variety, haven't we? 4 different winners so far this season. 4 rounds, 4 winners.
Yeah, so strangely enough, you know, the odd thing about it is that is Wilco's first win of the season.
Which is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had to wait. We've had to wait till round 4 for Wilco to actually rise to the top.
And the cream rising to the top tonight, that's for sure. As you can see the comments coming through, Ajax spray and wipe, the variety, spice of life, and so is Vindaloo. Got a theme happening there. Like I said, if there's any advice you need to take out of tonight, Ajax, apart from finding this fantastic channel and this fantastic commentary duo that you are listening to now, it is go for the number 6 on the spice for the Vindaloo at the Curry House. I went to who will be the first repeat winner? That is a good question. Frustrating race, says Finding Nemo. And he couldn't find the pace. He couldn't find a groove tonight, could he? Our man, absolute legend though, that chap. Like we said, been with the KRL family from day one. He wants the win, Viz. A bit of an inside joke there, Bob. But we had a T20 series, Big Bash League, and that's where that joke comes from. But I tell you what. What's the rest of the season schedule? Number 15, Racing Curry. It's been a long night.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
For you to say. Oh, English, get that, go, ha, ha, ha. And I can tell you, seriously, Ajax, 9th of March, that's today, isn't it? That's an enduro round. I tell you where we head next week, 16th of March, we head to Imola at the Circuit di Internazionale di Enzo Ferrari di Enzo Autodromo di Imola. So that's where we're heading next week. And if you believe that, Bob, you'll believe anything as we wait for our drivers to come in for the podium interviews. They're coming up shortly, but we've got a little bit of a graphic thing here.
Just carrying on from there, just so he does get the full schedule. Yeah, we've got 23rd of March, we've got Silverstone. It's like a normal sprint round. We then have a 2-week break. We've got the Grand Prix weekend and we've got Easter weekend. So we return back to the racing for round 7, 13th of April at Watkins Glen, 20th of April, Alton Park, 27th of April, Circuit of the Americas, and then the 4th of May, final round, round 10 at Kyalami.
There we have it. So podium interviews coming up. We are waiting for these drivers to get into the podium, Bob. We'll wait and see when they are coming in. Let's just wait and see. We'll join the voice chat. Let us know if you can still hear us loud and clear on the stream. Oh, we've got everyone in here, I think. Well, we're getting very close to it, that's for sure. But we'll head back to our post-race driver press conference. Bob, I think we've got Wilco in there. We might take it away with the Pro Boys, if you don't mind, please.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to scroll across. Oh, my dear Lord, what's happening? So,
oh, my goodness!
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll go in reverse order. Are we going with Pro first, are we?
Yeah, this is your baby, Bob, and this is your car. I'm going to let you drive it here.
Right, my car tonight. Okay, right. So let's go to P3 of the pros. Let's go to Figo. Good race, mate. How did you feel?
Yeah. Hello, good day, everyone. Yeah, what a start. That was interesting. So, but really happy with my sort of measured drive. Really happy with my consistency throughout the race. But disappointed about that little error, but happy to get my first podium. for the championship. So, no, really good.
No, it was good. I was watching you. You were sort of closing that gap a little bit, and then just a couple of moments, and it looked as if you looked for consolidating that position in the end.
Yeah, once I had that spin, it was there was and then I had, I think, a fifth gear slide through Eau Rouge. I just sort of backed off and then just consolidated. Not worth risking.
No, great result. Another podium for you. So hopefully we'll see you start to climb the standings and start scrapping at the top again.
Hope so. Let's see.
Best of luck for the rest of the season. Right, so Cloquet, you're not too shy with the podiums. This is your second podium of the season. Take us through your race.
Hey mate, how are you?
Yeah, good mate, good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that one. Keep it clean and see where I come out at the end. And yeah, held it together, which is pretty good because I've had a couple of bad rounds, so it was good to sort of put it all together.
Yeah, no, that's done you loads of favours tonight. Obviously, yes, you did have a couple of bad rounds, but you still, I think you're going to actually climb to second in the table after tonight's race.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, mate, at this stage of the season. So yeah, hopefully can build on that.
No, well done, mate. It's nice to see you out there, nice and consistent. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Right, race winner, Wilco, first win of the season. I think it's quite odd saying that. We've got to the fourth round, and it's taken you that long to climb to the top step.
Yeah, it shows how quick the other boys have been and how unlucky they've been for tonight. So I'm not sure what happened to Gavea, but yeah, spewing for that first corner thing. I saw Simon go flying off to the Shadow Realm, but he still got back up to P5, I think. So that's an awesome job by him. And yeah, those first few laps were sketchy as like it looked like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but during the formation lap, the rain on the little graph went away. So we're all like, oh, okay, cool, we're all good. And then as we go into the bus stop, it starts raining. So we're all sort of, it was like, just keep it clean and yeah, try and just work at how to drive the car around the track in wet. But yeah, the race is pretty much, once I got that gap, I was quite comfortable just to sort of pump in the times, did a few fast laps after my pit stop. And yeah, luckily I've been hitting the gym lately, so my little wrists were fine to wrestle the ar around Spa.
Nice.
Also,
that did come up.
I did, of course did. I saw the chat during the race. But one thing though, as much as dedicating races and stuff go, this one's for my mate Binger. So he's going through a bit of a tough time. So Binger, there's the win for you, mate.
No, great to hear. No, Binger, thoughts with you. Just keep your head strong, and we'll see you out on track soon, I'm sure. So let's go. Do you want to take the AMs, Trev?
Yeah, I certainly can. Have we got Craig in the party?
Yeah, we've got Disco Stew, we've got Craigio, and we've got Good Vibes.
Good vibes. Vibesy, we'll start with you, mate. Great little battle there towards the end with Craigo, mate. Yeah, Disco Stew there for company as well. But talk us through your race tonight, mate, coming out on top at the end there for the AM boys.
Yeah, I just try to keep it consistent. I think the start was very tricky for me, but with the weather, when you Wilco, well done. And I don't know, just tried to be consistent. Craig was pressing me all the way there at the end. And we had a bit of a coming together, but he redressed for me, so it was good. And yeah, just tried to stay in front best I could. I was pretty happy with the win for the AMs anyway. And congrats to the pro guys at podiums and to Disco and Craig. Well done, boys.
Great stuff, mate. Congratulations. It was a fantastic battle there. I've got to say, Bob, it kept us interested in the final part of that race, mate. But you come out on top of that little one, mate. Congratulations on the result tonight. We'll catch you next week in Imola.
Cheers, fellas.
Great stuff, Vibes. You there, our man, and Craigio, have we got you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nice, loud and clear receiving. Talk us through it, mate. Battle with Vibesy. We heard Vibesy's take on it, mate. Give us your thoughts on the race tonight.
I'm actually quite happy with that because I went for all-out glory and put wets on from the start. And then it just didn't rain enough to get me through, so I had to come through and put slicks on early. And then I just really had to baby the car the whole race just to keep my tyres, having to go back in again. But yeah, pretty happy with that.
That explains that early pit.
Yeah. I thought it was going to pay off, but it didn't.
No,
There we have it. Thank
sometimes
you.
you've got to try it. Sorry, Trev, sorry.
Great stuff. Thank you for that, Wilco. Gifting the tier sub to Tessa. And she says, go, Jace. Great job as always. Thank you for that, Tessa. As we are heading to Disco Stu, I believe. We've got him on the line. Disco, mate, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, g'day, how are you?
Oh, mate, career best form at the moment. But talk us through your race tonight, mate. Third in class tonight, 8th in the overall standings. Are you happy with that result? Is there anything you could have done better? We know the conditions are a little bit tricky early on, mate. How did you handle those conditions at the start of tonight's race?
Yeah, always happy on the podium. Haven't played much of ACC really, pretty new to the game, so wasn't really sure in the wet what was going to happen, so tiptoeing around that. Yeah, it was interesting, but kept it in one piece. And then, yeah, I think coming out of the pit, after my pit, I think Craig was about 14 seconds in front and just ever slowly catching him. And then it must have been that moment he spoke about whatever happened up there, allowed me to catch up to him, which was very kind of him. And then just pushing a little bit because I really wanted to get involved in a bit of a scrap with Craig and Vibesy, but pushed a little bit and went off, and that was the end of that. So still happy to be third.
Great stuff, mate. Yeah, third in class tonight. Congratulations on getting that podium finish in the AM class. And, mate, have a great week. Thank you for joining us as always. Great result. And we'll catch you next week. Thank you. Thank you to Michael, Massey and Toto as well. There are our podium interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob, that's almost our wrap for tonight, I think. Wow, what a night we've had. The endurance... That's very loud, isn't it? But thank you to everybody. Thank you, Bob.
No, thank you. No, great racing again. It's going to mix that table up a bit. It's going to, dangle the carrot for a few of those drivers, and let's see what the rest of the season brings.
Let's see what the rest of the season brings. Indeed, I've got to say that we have a lot more in front of us here for KRL season number 4. The race schedule here. Don't forget, next week. Not an endurance round next week. It is a normal round at Imola, the circuit Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrario, and that is coming to you from Bologna in northern Italy. Somewhere there, Bob. I'm sure we'll get there. We'll get the next flight out there, I'm sure. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nigerian Prince. V for Vindaloo, Nigerian Prince. Thank you for being otherwise known. He's got many names, hasn't he? Chuck Norris, the voice of reason, over there in Little Hampshire in South Australia. Great to have you with us, by the way, Voodoo. That little voice that comes into our ear, Bob, when we just get a little bit, we go a little bit overboard. We love pushing the line.
Yeah, when you get a little bit too rowdy and Dad's got to step in. And
he's got to step in.
Beating each other up,
step in. That man's still trying to find fly spray that will be powerful enough to handle those South Australian spiders. So we'll let him get on with that. But we are almost out of time. I'm just going a little bit long. Thank you, Bob, once again.
No, thanks for having me again, boys.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everyone watching, the new followers. We're well on the way to 125 followers here on the channel. Please follow and give me money so neither Bob and I or Prince have to work anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We are out of time. Be kind to one another. We'll see you next week at Imola, but it's bye for now.